Welcome everyone, this is Unstoppable Streletsy coming to you again with yet another Civ preview for the Age of Empires 3 Wars of Liberty Great War patch. This time I will be doing the Romanians. Similar to Gran Colombia, I was simply waiting for a card to be fixed for them, to show everything completely. Now it's fixed, so I guess we can get started with them. I decided to pick Tuscany as the map because it offers a lot of trading posts for us to use for our Civ. We'll be facing up against the Bulgarians. This should be a pretty fun match, so let's get started. In general, a lot of cards were changed, at least some of them were, and there were some dramatic effects to their Civ bonuses as well, that you'll notice as we go through it.
Da, domne, da, am înțeles.
I'm going to build a market so we can get our wood from it. If you want the quartermaster effect, you will need to build a market, because that's what the big button politician has for them. Let's find some comida somewhere. We have any comida? Yeah, we got some right here. Got some comida right here. Alright, let's grab this one. Get some rabbits. I was actually pretty curious when I was checking through the changelog what they were going to do with Romania, as well as some of the other nation state civs, since they were only reworked significantly in like the last patch 15F. Turns out they did get reworked, as you know. They obviously got a new artillery piece for the first time, the mobile armor. They've had a bit of a change in the way their upgrading logic works, where they do upgrade units individually like other civs do now. And the way that works for Romania will be pretty evident as we go through it. Give you a bit of a hint. You can roll over one of these texts right now. See this right here? It says economic technologies reduce your next age up's cost by 5%. So basically the next age up technology you have on the line, such as this one, will actually get cheaper for each technology you research. The one you research will have a different effect, like economic ones will do 5%, military ones would do about 10%. So in general, if you want a cheaper age up, you're going to need to research lots of different technologies. Also, you're probably not going to see people transitioning between ages and researching technologies, since you're better off just banking them until you reach that next age to make the next age up cheaper. Which, by the way, I need to add too, that the feature that let you modernize multiple buildings as an alternative to aging up with one of these was removed. Reason being, people were aging up way too quickly from age 1 to age 2 and some of the other ones. It was actually pretty insane. Because if somebody could macro something really well and take over a trade route, basically they could age up in like no time flat. It was a real mess. Looks like our Roma have arrived, so we will move them out somewhere to get some comida. Now where that'll be, I don't know. Just look far enough. Maybe. Alright, let's take it. I mean, we're in the debuff zone still, but whatever. We can move them later, obviously, if we can find some deer. It's usually the deer is a bit farther away than the rabbits are. I will put the gather flag right here, just so we can see our gatherers coming out. I will be doing a bit of a periphery search around the map. I don't think we'll be researching any technologies to make our age up cheaper. And also, by the way, there's another sort of inverse effect too regarding age ups in military technologies. So basically, if you try to research in military technology and age early, just like in the past, it will be more expensive. For instance, like the veteran upgrade for Dorobanti, Hajusi, or Seifman would be about 400 wood, 400 coin, when it's usually about 200. But if you research it in the proper age, then it supposedly gets cheaper. And I think it actually gets cheaper the longer you wait too. I'd have to check up on that, but Basically, you can either wait longer to get technology for it to become more affordable, or you can get it right away to be ahead of everybody else. And then remember too, the sooner you get technologies, the more the age up is going to be cheaper. So if you get like a bunch of technologies, the age up's basically going to cost nothing. Nothing at all, really. And see here, even the modernization tax will have a effect on the age up cost too. Of only the next age up, not the ones after that. See, there is a bit of pre-planning here. If you don't care about really the cost of the FF or the FI and you just want to make Imperial Age like super duper cheap, you could just forego all upgrades and wait till Industrial Age. And your Imperial Age might just be so cheap you can go into Imperial Age really easily and get a ton of units with really good upgrades. Because remember, in order for you to get the better costs on the upgrades, you do have to wait till you get to a later age. Yep, see, it says it right here. You may research the upgrade in earlier ages for an increased price, or in later ages for a reduced price. Yep, so it's really up to you on how you want to go about researching stuff in this game. There's multiple ways to do it right. There's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever you feel like, right? Like, when do you need a certain technology to thrive? Is probably the better way to look at it, or to pose it. Because obviously, if you don't need the technology right away, it's better to just save it for later. Unless you're just doing it to make the age up cheaper. There's a general convenience to having it. Now I wonder, how much comida? Not a lot, so I'm wondering, can we get out of the debuff zone by going on this side of the mine, maybe? Not quite, unfortunately. Oh,
Do not make me share my wealth with my enemy.
See, this will be a good example for you to see it. If we get craftsmanship for the wood chopping upgrade, you will see this cost actually go down. You notice too how we leveled up the market, that also made it cheaper. So as you get more and more technologies, your age up, your next age up will be cheaper. But the cost will go back to standard once you hit the next age, and then you'll have to research more technologies to have an effect on its cost again. See that? I will get a wood chopping right here, since it's very cheap. And eventually you'll notice, eventually this is going to become insanely cheap to access. So, if you like to get technologies early, you might just end up getting really easy access to other ages. And sort of the logic there is if you're already researching the next age's upgrades already, you may as well make the age up process that much cheaper as well, to make it more seamless, and make it a little bit more fair instead of automatically giving everyone, you know, an instant age up, because that's pretty insane. And you shouldn't be too disappointed in that, because at least now you get a guaranteed benefit from aging up, right? You don't age up with nothing anymore. You get some sort of reward, whether that's crates or units, even an improvement of some kind. That's the one downside of using little strategies like that, is you just don't get any improvement for it. There's no beneficial aspect to it. See, I'm gonna go for as many of these TPs as possible. If we can get Quattro, that would be wonderful. Because that's gonna maximize our army size, right? For units we get for free, obviously, because if you do it any other way, you're obviously going to have to wait to get resources. And just see how far we can max this out to making this cheaper. And if we keep upgrading these things, you will notice things getting significantly discounted. Let's get the stagecoach on this one as well. Because the more of these we can get, generally the better we're going to be improving our production. Let's see if we have a TP down here, actually. Well, what's cool is we can actually see where the trading post is using the stagecoach, which will give us a bit of line of sight of the route.
Ce dori culegem?
So I'm thinking maybe we start up there first. That one might actually be safer to start with, since the bot appears to be somewhere over here. Right, if you build too close to the bot, of course they're going to attack it and charge after it. But if we keep our distance, keep a little space, not so much. We can probably sneak it in a little easier. Yeah, see, this is now a pretty manageable technology to research now. Doesn't take a lot of time to do. Yep, this one's set. Alright, just making sure. And just so you know, we're using King Carol's Bridge to get these Dorobanti. Gives you a train post wagon, and you can switch the trade route to deliver a Dorobanti instead of a resource. It's been around since last patch, hasn't really changed that much. It's a pretty powerful option, until of course the bot realizes what you're doing and they try to counteract that. Try to push back on you. I will go for this trade post, yes. Looks like we're going to be controlling the bomb route, or the right route here a little bit more, it seems like. Because it's of less interest to the bot. Let's get an age up right now. I think we could probably, let's get an artillery foundry. If you get an artillery foundry, the age up will give you 3 mule artilleries, which is a little bit more efficient for the costs, I would say. So I think we'll do that instead. How much soldiers we even got from the Carol Bridge ability? Oh, he was going for this one. Alright. I was just looking, figuring, where is he going? See, for big giant trade routes like this, you really do need to capture all the trading posts to get the max out of it, but on like a small trade route map like Mendocino, King Carol's Bridge can do a lot more damage to your opponent. I just wish that this card was like advanced TP and it gave the TPs like a range attack to deter him.
That trade site could have aided my army.
Yep, we'll get this.
Ce ordonați?
You'll notice here that these technologies will become cheaper once again once we reach the proper age. And they will actually become, I think, even more discounted if we wait additional age beyond that.
Ce doriți?
Let me change this to Dorobanti.
Am înțeles. Tăiem.
It would be great if we could get some army now, just deter him a bit.
Construim.
Get him out where he doesn't belong, really. See, we actually have a lot of shipments right now because of how many trade posts we're doing. It's kind of insane to think of how many units we're actually popping out of here. Do we even have enough to, like, counterattack them? I don't think so just yet, but we could try to distract them a bit and maybe get some more out of that one, if possible. Let's get some Calaras out of here. Let's see the Calaras in action.
Da, mă duc. Construim.
Alright, so yeah, I think we can save this TP here. Smart. Kind of the convenient thing of facing Bulgaria is, you know, that now their upgrades actually take a age later to get now. So with the exception of like the Roppel Shenet infantry and cavalry, they literally have to wait till like in Imperial Age to both get their guard and their Imperial upgrades for their units. Which is kind of insane when you think about that, you know? It does complicate things a lot for you. So now, I'm going to show you a new sort of card effect that you're probably going to enjoy a lot of in your games. It's called Juni Brazovini. Calarasi gain a chance to convert defeat enemies into Calarasi. What this means is, remember that the Royal Dahomet of Haiti can indeed convert, has a chance of killing units and convert them to additional villagers, additional revives to bites, right? Now what this ability does is instead of that, it allows you to turn converted units into additional Calaras. So if you attack an army with a large group of Calaras, you actually have a chance of those Calaras making even more Calaras and then making even more Calaras. It's like a plague, basically. You're multiplying your numbers like a virus. And in this sense, it's probably even more daunting because, you know, you always have the chance of producing even additional units out of it.
Ce doriți? Da, cum doriți.
But we'll see here how good it looks.
Da, domne, construim.
We're gonna have to get... I think the way this is gonna work out is since it's a one-pop unit, you're really gonna need to pop out large numbers of these to actually see the effect truly work. So that's exactly what we're gonna do, is we're gonna produce a lot of these units. We're gonna get the upgrades on too, get the HP and the attack upgrades on, just to make them more substantial.
Ce doriți?
So, can you get this in the age proper? I don't know.
Da, domne.
I'll have to check.
Tăiem. Ce ordonați?
How is our Roma doing, by the way? We
Ce doriți?
maxing out on that? Nah, just one more.
Ce ordonați? Da, minăm.
So we should be good after that, alright.
Da, cum doriți? Construim.
Let's get this,
Ce doriți? Tăiem.
But here comes the question. Do you want to get Rossiori early? Or do you want to wait till next age to make the age up cheaper? I think what we could do for fun is we could just get the Order of the Star of Romania now and see what the Rossiori look like now. And see how nasty that effect really is on the unit. Let's get some crates. Let's get some, like, coin. I don't think they get cords of wood anymore, so you just have to deal with the coin.
Ce ordona? Tăiem. Da.
Well, they don't get 1k cords of wood anymore. It's kind of meager now. So maybe we'll see it soon. I think the problem is now we have to... Alright, let's try it here. You can maybe see it right now. We're careful. So I'll wait for the charge attack to come in, hopefully. So we do max damage. Alright. Here we go. See, every time it says bonus, it will produce an additional Calaras every time it says bonus. You need to really charge this at large groups of units for it to really see much of a difference, because it is based on luck. Won't work every time, so you do have to, like, let's try to go after some vills or something and see what it does. Let's try to hit something. Alright, so let's try here. See that? He killed 2 of them, but I still came back with 25. That means that one was produced from that group. Normally you wouldn't see that, but because I can produce more, you did see a unit be made from that. Let me get this now. Actually, we should get some sort of farming upgrades too now. Now that I think of it. Wouldn't that be smart? Yeah. I think so. I think we do need some sort of, like, upgrade right now. Let's get rid of this stupid fort too. It's kind of a pain right now. Could really do without it. Let's get rid of that thing. Let's get this too. It's a pretty... Alright, let's try this. Let's get rid of the Star Fort and his tower house here. Force him out of this area if possible. See how the numbers are fluctuating? It just shows you how powerful this bonus really is for the unit. Because as you're getting more kills, you're slicing into more units, you do have a chance of reviving your numbers of these units, if statistics is on your side. and a relatively mediocre size of these things can potentially grow if you're really lucky.
Ce ordonați? Atacați! Ce doriți? Vor plăti cu viața.
So let's get an upgrade for this, since this is going to be, we're going to get again for
Ce
free.
ordonați?
Let's pick this up as well.
Ce doriți? Recoltăm. Da, domne. Ce ordonați? Recoltăm.
Ce ordonă? Recoltăm.
Ce doriți? Recoltăm.
Ce
Da,
doriți?
mă duc. Construim. Ce
Funny
Funny
doriți?
how we don't
Da,
even have
domne.
the first
Tăiem.
farming upgrade by now. That's alright.
Atacați! Ce ordonă? Mă duc. Gata de luptă.
What I like though is the fact the Calaras or the Rosiori, once you upgrade them into that, does last a substantial amount of time now. It does have a long lifetime.
Da, domne.
Yep, I'll slice these. Get over here.
Ce doriți?
See, ooh, nice. We got another one. Alright. See, this army of Calaras ends up surviving a lot longer than it normally would, just because it added another one to it. Now we got 7. Now we get 8. Look at that. It's magic, isn't it? But unfortunately, now he's got so much cherry guns that we do need to retreat a bit, because he is getting a little bit overwhelming.
Construim. Construim.
You can sort of see why that's a wonderful ability now.
Da, domn. Da.
Now there's another card I want to show you. It would be the, let me see. Yep, the secularization of monastic fortunes. Now it actually gives you a coin trickle at temples. Before, I think before it did something with the cost of certain units.
Construim.
Now, since religion is gone, now it has to obviously deal with resources that do exist, like coin or XP. This one just happens to add a coin trickle to the church once it's built.
Ce dori? Mă
So this church will be trickling XP and coin, making it a really effective side unit.
Ce recoltăm?
How much does this age up exactly? See, normally in Industrial age up would be like 2k food and 1.2k coin, but now it's like really discounted for us, just because we've been doing so many technologies. I think we'll get like one more farming. We should be good. Yeah, I'll get a chopping too, since it's so cheap. Then we should be set to age up already, actually. Because you know what we can do now is, now we can actually add in some Vanator to give us a bit of anti-imp as well.
Ce? Da.
I'll pull these back and go on the mining, I think, since we could use some coin for sure. Let's see how good that coin trickle is on. Now, it's not showing the coin trickle here, which I'm not too sure about, but I bet it's here. It's just not shown in the UI, I guess. I don't know how the new UI works. I'll assume it's working, as we see coin coming out, obviously. Let's push these back.
Da, domn.
You know, they'll get a lot more usage if they're further out the TC and lose that debuff. Yeah. Oh, that's truly a cheap technology now. Yeah. How much would this cost? Yeah, that's actually pretty expensive, yeah. How much? Yeah, so it's about the same. So it's like double the cost, actually. Yeah.
Ce doriți?
Double the
Da.
cost of a normal upgrade. I mean, we could get it now, and it would make the age up a lot cheaper, so... You know what? Because we're floating so much, this might be in a situation where you would do this. We'll get it now, so we'll be one upgrade ahead, and then our age up will be super cheap after that. He's still attacking these things. He's still attacking them. He hasn't learned his lesson yet. I'm wondering, do cards affect it too? I don't think cards do. I think it's just the
Da.
building ones.
Cum doriți. Mă duc. Da. Cum doriți.
Oh, again with these.
Ce doriți? Da.
Yeah, I don't think you're really going to notice a lot until you get like a big army of stuff. Typically. Like if you get like 100 of these things and you run them into an army of like skirms, you can see that becoming a real serious threat to the opponent. Yeah, but alright, so which one would we go with here? I think this is the one we want because we want more Calaras, obviously. We could also go for this to get a mobile armor. Let's just get more Cav since we want more of that unit. And this will stay about 3k resources until we reach the Imperial Age, by the way. Just so you know. And I'm curious too, will these become even cheaper if we go the Industrial Age?
Da, domne.
Let's add some more farming. Doesn't make any sense to get any additional techs until we reach Industrial Age. And then we can make the Imp Age cheaper. Also, I want to note to you too that there was a little rule before where you got all the upgrades to a certain building and it would improve the training rate of units. They removed that because they felt that that was too much of a gimme, basically. And they just brought back the fencing and the riding school cards, so don't go spamming all these texts thinking that stuff's going to train quicker, because it's not. You actually do have to get fencing school and riding school to get that same effect again. Just to make it so Romania wasn't getting too much stuff for free without spending it into their deck. Yep, I'll get these now. This will definitely affect the Imperial Age.
Ce doriți? Mă duc, da.
Alright,
Cum doriți.
you know what I'll do actually, what I could do is,
Ce ordona? Am înțeles.
let's
Construim,
max out our numbers of
construim.
these Calaras,
Ce ordonați?
right?
Mă duc. Da.
Let's get as many of them as we can, and then we will use our home city card
Ce
to
doriți?
add in
Construim,
and top it
construim.
over the pot. Yeah, I think that might be a fun idea, just to show you how good the Juni Rossaveni really is.
Da, domne. Construim.
Ce ordonați? Gata de lucru. Mă duc.
You know what? We might actually be able to get the Imperial upgrade of these soon because we're flowing so much wood and coin right now.
Construim.
Might actually do that just to prove a point of when you might want to use a tech early and when you might want to bank it up for a cheaper age up. Because obviously now, once you hit Industrial Age, I think it peaks at a point where you can basically spam out as much upgrades as you want, because then obviously your Imperial Age is going to become cheaper for everything that you get now. There is no reason to bank stuff up anymore, right? Now the techs you get truly are really
Ce
beneficial.
ordonați? Da.
Alright, let's try it.
Mă duc.
Try it right about now. I'll ship these in
Ce doriți?
just so we
Da.
can go full throttle at them.
Da. Cum doriți? Da. Mă duc.
Alright,
Cum
let's
doriți?
go.
Da.
We got 44. Let's see how much we get when we're done with this.
Practically ready to destroy that
Gata de
site.
luptă.
I hope you have learned a lesson.
Ce doriți?
Let's see if we actually come back with more numbers than we start out with. That would be pretty good.
Gata de luptă.
You see a lot of bonuses there.
Ce ordonați? Da.
35, yeah. See, you do come back with a pretty close number than when you went in, because these are pretty low HP. This is like a under 200 HP shock unit. They should not be coming back in these numbers normally. I will get this now since we can afford it,
Ce doriți? Da.
and then we can go for another push on his army
Gata
right
de
after
luptă.
that.
Da, domne.
Let's see if there's any mines around, actually. I'll go for the wood. Might be easier to get. Yeah, I think so. You know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna get another one of these and add them to the stack.
Ce ordonați? Mă duc.
Oh yeah, you could always use Monstrous Coalition to make your Imperial Age even cheaper, because that'll add even more technologies that you can acquire. So, so it looks like the tech cost stays the same, right? It doesn't get cheaper with each age up. It simply reaches normal once you reach the relevant age for it. Alright. That's good to know.
Gata de luptă, da, mă duc.
Now I should be able to charge now
Cum
with
doriți.
about
Ce doriți?
75 of these.
Gata de luptă, mă duc, da, cum
Let's
doriți.
go for it.
Mă duc.
Go for a full charge of these
Da.
things. And we can get the tower house
Ce
too.
Da. Ce doriți?
So we can get the
Ce
faster
doriți? Cum
attack
doriți.
speed of scout units.
Mă duc.
That might be useful.
Da, cum doriți. Mă duc. Cum doriți. Da.
And we'll go with this first, I
Mă
think,
duc.
just to see
Da.
how it works.
Cum doriți. Da, cum doriți. Da, cum doriți. Mă duc. Cum doriți. Da, mă duc. Da.
So
Cum
75.
doriți. Mă duc. Da, cum doriți. Mă duc. Da, cum doriți.
75 going
Da.
in.
Cum
What
doriți.
comes out? Let's put them
Gata
right
de
here.
luptă. Gata, mă duc. Ce doriți? Gata de luptă. Ce doriți? Mă duc. Cum
See, I think that the charge attack actually synergizes with it perfectly, because once you get the charge attacks involved, first obviously you bite through the enemy's HP a lot easier, but in essence, once the new Calaras spawns from the bonus, it will get a charge attack, and it does its charge attack, and it stacks itself.
Gata de cum doriți. Mă duc. Ce doriți? Gata de luptă.
See, I think actually we could probably decimate this whole base with just these.
Gata de luptă.
Yeah, unbelievable. Look, in that whole raid, we only lost 4 of them. The way it proves that it works is obviously this is a low HP unit. It's not even 300 HP. There's a lot of infantry that are more tanky than this. And only 69 have fallen from that number. Obviously, you can siege stuff.
Ce doriți? Da.
This is a wonderful ability to have. Yeah, it completely changes the way you do things. Maxes things out for you, really.
Gata de luptă. Ce ordonați? Mă duc. Ce gata de luptă? Ce ordonați?
Yep, you keep.
There is no
And see, the
place
bot
left
even
for
resigns
this
because he
old
knows
warrior. I
he can't
must
deal with
admit
that.
defeat
Can't even
in
deal with
the
that
eyes
anymore.
of my enemies.
It's just too insane. Oh, it is, you know. It truly is. Also, I'd like to point out that a new icon was made for the Carbinier card that gives the Doorbits more HP and has them be able to gain an increased effect from the National Guard statues. Also, Vanator combat gained a new icon as well. Just a little bit of small things to point out along the way too. But as you can see here, this is actually really cool. You will get
Gata
to
de luptă.
truly enjoy this now in every way possible. And for those that were wondering, you obviously saw like the guard icon available in capital H. What that basically means is, or rather I should say, you saw the guard icon available in the second age. What that would mean is it will research the unit for you. So if you want to get Carbiniers in Age 2, you would have to research the technology under this point in the UI to get it. Vanator would have the same thing. And I also think that some of the artillery pieces would have the same thing as well. So the update to modernization is such that you can individually research a unit to show up an age earlier, but it will obviously cost you more to do so, right? So you have to plan that out accordingly. And remember, the earlier you get these techs, the more standard the Imperial Age is going to be in the late game. But the longer you wait to get technologies, the easier it's going to be to skip into the Imperial Age. Like that. Now, I don't know if this affects the Great War Age at all. If it does, that would actually be really significant. Because it means Romania would be one of the quickest civs to get to the Great War Age with their Flammenwerfers. So that would actually be kind of a cool concept if the modernization bonus affected Great War Age. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. This was a fun little tutorial of how insane your Calaras and your Rosiori are now. They are literally moving plagues that can replenish themselves as they're fighting. Something you thought you'd never see. We'll have to see this in the next Liga after the one we're doing right now when the patch releases. We're gonna have to see how effective this really is in the mid game, right? Because hypothetically you could FF to get it. So we'll definitely see if you can get somebody who gets like 30 of these Calaras or Rosiori, depending on how quick they can upgrade them, and see if they can keep that mass going and grow it over time with really good luck. There's that though. I'll show the post game to show you how insane this game was for me. Yeah, you can see that military count really does go up. Thanks to all that free stuff, I was even units wise ahead of the bot with about 266. And in resources, still behind, but military count was way ahead. Just to show you how significant that is. And then you can see the graph, yeah, it goes up, but it goes up astronomically too. And just like with the Caroline Bridge ability, it's not population dependent, so you could be way over max your population, still begin Durabanti from your train post, and still begin the Calaras from this ability. And the way that it's fair is both units are low HP units, right? So you have to beat that with artillery, you have to use maneuvering units properly, or pole arms of some kind. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope to show more of them for you in the future, like USA and maybe some other ones. See you next time. Signing off now.